It's been said before, and I'll say it again. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. So where would you rather be than right here and right now on the Ralph Rant? Let's go.
Welcome to the Ralph Rant, your source for hard-hitting Buffalo Bills takes. Now, here's your host of the Ralph Rant, that veteran watcher of generations of Bills teams, the prophet who predicted Josh Allen's greatness, that opinionated so-and-so you've walked out on parties because of, the Ralph.
Welcome to the Ralph Rant. Welcome to the Ralph Rant. Welcome to the Bills at Browns postgame show. You know, first of all, I want to introduce, we've got Tay Salter on with me today, the soon-to-be famous actress. Well, hell, she's already famous. But doing another show with me, got her here for the holidays, so glad to have her on the show. And, of course, she's got plenty of hair left. Most of mine's gone because I pulled a lot of it out during that game. Especially Dawson. Just catch that ball. But anyway, Bills victorious, 23-20. And I guess the only thing I have to say in response to, we just put out a video about the Bills being a predator. And perhaps they're most predatory when they are playing teams that actually look like they would be fun to kill. The Browns did not stand up, apparently, as that. And I think if we look back at the history, the Bills at the Browns have, there's always been some trying games there. I can't identify anything specific for you, but there was always the mistake by the lake, which I call their stadium now. But that's when a Bills back, Ronnie Herman, I believe, dropped a sure pass from Jim Kelly, which kept the Bills from going to an AFC championship game 2 years before they went to the Super Bowl. But anyway, here we are. Tay, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bills Mafia.
So we've got some guys in the house already. Why? It's filling up here. We're not going to go real long today because
there are important games to watch for the Bills.
That's indeed correct. So, but welcome in. We've got currently 31 watching on X or Twitter, if you will, and then 12 on YouTube. But at any rate, to go over the game pretty quickly, I mean, this came off starting off like a game the Bills should go in and feast on, and it should be comfortable and relaxing and a stress-free thing. And the Bills kick off, and the Browns drive down and score. Then the Bills get the ball, and they're driving. Cook was a monster, 67 yards on 3 carries. Bills tie it. Browns, Shaq Thompson hurts his neck. We didn't see him back. Browns drive, but a tip drill interception by Poyer. Buffalo gets the ball back. Bills driving. Boy, I wish I would get better at writing these notes. Somebody nice catch. I should know who that is. Nice catch and run. Ray Davis, I guess that is. Okay. Haas had a nice catch and run. And then we get into the second quarter. Ty Johnson, walk-in touchdown. Badgley, doink. Iron Eagle, shut your mouth. You know, we turned off the sound, and we do so often in some of these games.
Yeah, big announcer's jinx on that moment. Terrible. And he admitted it, which is good, but removed from the booth.
Yeah, that's it. Iron Eagle. And he's a friend of Arthur Moats. And hope Arthur gets on him for that one. Then the Browns get the ball back, driving. Sanders escaping. Sanders hurts his pinky. It looks like somebody took their Bass Pro Shops fillet knife to his pinky there.
It looked like it exploded.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
But at any rate, that touchdown from Ty made it 13-7. Then you had the doink. Then they follow up with a field goal, do the Browns, the Bills. Then with another workmanlike drive, Cook, another extension. The touchdown actually rolled over on a Browns defender and was able to get the ball across.
It was like last week.
So we got 20-10. Mm-hmm. Bills get the field goal. Bills, Josh sacked. Hurts his right foot. It didn't look like it was stepped on. We saw that he was going in for x-rays, and there was one thing that heartened me about the word x-rays, which meant that if it's x-rays, it wasn't some kind of a sprain. It wasn't a turf toe. It wasn't, a plantar fasciitis type of thing. It was simply the fact that they were maybe checking for a fracture in his foot, but he was cleared to come back, which was great. It didn't look like it hampered him much in terms of movement, but we saw some throws.
They did the tush push to just get out of the end zone a little bit, and he got off a little gingerly after that. But in terms of the next drive, he was good to go.
So we saw that. Then we get to halftime. Bills get out of that without surrendering any points after a Mitch Wishnowski punt from the end line, pretty much. Then the Bills get the ball in the third quarter. Josh is okay, of course, but 3 and out. And, excuse me, punted down for a touchback. It would have been nice if that ball had stayed in the punt for Mitch. And then Browns, Bosa, another interception with a tip drill. Daquan Jones gets it. And,
yes.
And Daquan ended up in the medical tent at some point. But yeah, I hadn't seen that. And of course, at some point we just got sick of listening to JJ Watt.
Yep.
And instead just tune into Banged Up Bills on X to see if anything's going on. He spent some time in the tent, but apparently was back out with his helmet in his hands.
Good.
Then the Browns drove and made the score 23-17. Now we get to the fourth quarter. Bills drive the fourth down, no good. Two really poor throws from Josh. One to Shakir.
Yeah, and then the other one, was it Shavers?
I'm not sure who the other one was to. That may have been, but that was more into coverage. So the Bills surrender the ball on downs there. Browns drove. The Bills had some bad tackling on that series, but the Browns kicked the field goal to make it 23-20. And then we've got the Bills 3 and out with a punt, and I've got the F word written here. I won't say it, but I've got like extra U's when you go, sort of the say it and spray it. Because Brandon Cooks drops a beautiful throw from Josh Allen.
There were a lot of drops today. I think it had to do with the cold.
It could have partially. Brandon Cooks has not shown up to be the force we're hoping he will be, but we'll give it some time. So then the Browns get the ball. Rousseau got the sack.
Huge moment. 4th and 2?
Yeah, and it was a fourth.
With about 2 minutes left?
Turnover on downs.
2.5. I don't know.
And then the Bills had the drive to try to put this thing away, and Knox drops it in the end zone. And I see a comment in there from Vito. We'll get to those in a moment. No, the games are not rigged. I know it seems like that when we get – and, boy, this is why I might have a hard time covering a game. Some guys have mentioned, hey, are you going to, get on and go through the game with us when you talk? The expletives I would utter would still be hovering somewhere in the atmosphere above Southeast Michigan, blowing across to Lake Huron.
They might have to shut down YouTube if we were to try something like that.
Boy, I was getting a little bit hot there. So that was the Bills' fourth down out on downs. The Browns take over, but Buffalo sacked Sanders, and then they forced the punt from the end zone. It's close to a safety there.
Very close. It was an intention. Yeah.
Well, did they call it? Yeah, they did call the intentional grounding.
It was 2nd and 18. They called intentional grounding, and we were surprised because we thought it was going to be half the distance to the goal, but it was right on the spot, and that's what got us to 3rd and 32.
Yes, and that was interesting because you would have thought it would have that's a 10-yard penalty and loss of.
You would think it'd be half the distance,
but yeah, I think they actually did it from the point at which the ball was thrown, which was the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
So then the Bills get the ball, and then they're able to run out the clock for a 23-20, something of a nail biter. But nonetheless, the Bills move to 11-4 on a cold and somewhat windy day at the mistake by the lake, Huntington Bank Stadium. But Tay, you've got some report on the other scores, right?
I do.
Let's talk about what other things happened today that actually affected the Bills and other things that might just make us giggle.
Sure. Of course, the Chargers won today against the Cowboys, which makes me sad
Yeah.
because the Chargers winning or the Chargers losing would have been nice. So now we're both 11-4, and they maintain the 5 seed while we're still in the 6. Cowboys are the Cowboys. The Bengals. Well, that doesn't really matter. The Bengals beating the Dolphins. You would have preferred the other way.
What was the final on that one?
45-21.
45-21.
It was 45-14 at one point.
Well, that would have been Quinn Ewers starting at quarterback for the Dolphins today. As you may know, the Dolphins have opted to sit Tua because they're benching him, and they're sitting him because there is an injury payout clause somewhere in there where they can't afford to have Tua injured.
Oh.
So that's the reason they had him sitting out.
Well, actually, if I may,
please.
There were a number of games today that don't affect the Bills' playoff seeding, but affect the Bills in like offhand ways, and that would be the Dolphins losing today is bad for draft seeding. Also, the Jets lost today. That's bad for draft seeding. And where was the other one? Oh, the Chiefs lost today. That's also bad for draft seeding. But, at the end of the day, you can take what you can get, and the Bills winning is a pretty good take.
Yeah, the thought that crossed my mind with the Chiefs loss today to the Titans is that Patrick Mahomes and the ugliness that happened to his knee, and you don't like to see that happen to anyone, the Chiefs are going to lose that game anyway. And if Patrick Mahomes had not gotten injured and was able to still be in, that would be opportunities for the Chiefs. I think they still have at least a couple of those AFC West contenders to go against. And so Mahomes in his injured state is still hurting the Bills because there's not the ability for the Chiefs to inflict a loss on either the Broncos or the Chargers going forward. And quite frankly, we'll see what happens tonight in the Sunday night game, which now we can bring ourselves to watch because the Bills did not lose to the Browns. But quite frankly, the Dolphins and Jets do not look like they're going to pose much of a threat to the Patriots for the last 2 games.
I don't know. That's the magic of division rivals, though.
We can only hope.
Those are the same Dolphins that beat us. So.
But that would, because the Bills, would not have control then to get the division, so they might be heading out on the road for the playoffs. I don't know. The Bills today just seemed
cold.
Not really playing with their food.
I think there was an attempt today to stay healthy, and for the most part, that was accomplished. Of course, Josh had a thing. I didn't like that play. I think he should have threw it away. I don't understand why you take the big sack and risk the safety and injure yourself. I get it, though. I don't get it. I've never played football. But there was that, and then there was, of course, the Shaq Thompson injury. That's a little scary. We really like him, so you hope he's okay. But for the most part, everybody got out relatively healthy. I think, like, for example, James Cook disappeared for that one drive. And, of course, if you're a Bills fan, you want them to go down and score a touchdown, put the game away so that you aren't ripping your hair out. Sorry. But but I don't know if it was, like, saving him, making sure there's not an injury coming in. I know he was getting bottled up, but still disappeared for a whole drive. Maybe it's to prevent injuries like that. And I think some of that was happening. And sorry to continue to hold the mic, but if I may,
please, I need a break. You talk too much here.
Even though we had multiple opportunities in the fourth quarter to score the touchdown and put the game away and calm everybody down. We won the game, and there was good clock management, and there was good positioning, and the defense really stepped up and played a great game in that final quarter. And sometimes, especially in the playoffs, sometimes football games, it's not just about scoring the points; it's about playing defense like that, and no points were scored after that Browns field goal. And I don't know. I think that's still an impressive win in its own right.
Well, it was a way. It was the Bills' second game on the road, and the Bills historically, like I said earlier, have had some difficulties going to Cleveland. I remember another game that was a night game years back where another Bills quarterback, I think, was injured somewhat, and I just had a tough feeling about that today, but the Bills did neutralize Myles Garrett today.
They did. Did he get a sack?
No, he did not.
No.
And in fact, on the goal line sack, so to speak, the NFL ended up ruling
that Josh gave himself up
and that prevented
and blew up his foot with it, but it's okay.
yeah, both their number one draft pick Browns got from who's the defensive lineman? I can't think of his name.
I don't know.
And Garrett, of course, from getting a sack there.
Well, and just in terms of the game, aren't the Browns one of the better defenses in the league?
They are. They are.
Come on, like give our guys a little bit of a break. I don't know. The Eagles' defense is good. Good.
Well,
good. I don't know. Are we gonna
better?
Are we gonna face a harder defense in the regular season than the Browns?
Well, I think just Houston, of course, was number one, but the Browns were highly rated. And listen, the Browns defense would be even more highly rated if they had an offense that was doing anything at all.
Yeah. So I think considering that was one of the tougher defenses we faced this year and one of the toughest we had left, and we won, of course it wasn't the 45-10 we all secretly hope for in our hearts, but it was a win, and those count the same.
Well, let's get some of your comments in here. Vito's in the house. Thank you very much. Been complaining about Knox dropping balls all these years. His catching technique is incorrect. That was a perfect body catch. He used twisted hands. Hands were backwards. Yeah, indeed.
Catching today was just, I agree, but catching today was also just like, and it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I think it was obviously windy there and cold, and in fact
maybe they saw Shadur's pinky and freaked
out. Oh boy. Ugh. But let's go on here. Woke's joke is in the house. Good win. It scares me a bit on how they played down to bad teams. I still trust the process, but these types of games don't need to be so close, in my opinion. Just my thoughts. Well, just a couple of different bounces, and Buffalo is basically coming out of there relaxed.
Yeah, this isn't the first time that this sort of thing has happened. And actually, we had a family member, or my mother, your wife, that said something very similar to this. But just keep in mind, good defense on the Browns. Shedeur Sanders is having his coming out party, and there's not a ton of tape on him. There's a little bit because he's been the starter for a while now, but still, they're coming into their own. And I don't think it was just bad team won bad.
Well, it needs to be more difficult, but I think the Bills were a little bit perhaps of a letdown today, but they pulled it off. And quite frankly, you saw in the past, the Brady Patriots used to win a number of games like that, but they did get out with the win anyway. And then, so they still have the opportunity now to win out with the 2 games remaining. They got Philadelphia at home, 4:25 next Sunday. And then, of course, the Jets
at home.
Nice.
That
will close out the Ralph, and it's probably looking like that will be the last game at the Ralph because of the fact that I don't think. Well, we'll see unless something drastic happens tonight.
Patriots need to lose tonight, or they need to lose because they have the Dolphins and the Jets left.
Or if they could just lose May, then they might drop both of those games. So
don't wish upon another quarterback that you
right.
wouldn't wish upon your own.
But at any rate, that's that situation, and that will probably put the Bills out on the road for the playoffs. But now 11-4, thankfully. The sacks Rousseau had and the pressure he put on were from the right side when he usually lines up in the left. Is this a better place for him? And that's kind of interesting. And it's also the thought of the signing of Matthew Judon kind of excites me.
Me too. We said this when we first heard the news of people are saying, yes, he's been washed for a little while now, and he is on the other side of 30, I believe. But it was there was a stint with the Patriots when they were not doing well. There was a stint with the Dolphins where the Dolphins are the Dolphins. And then there was a stint with the Falcons who also haven't been. Yes.
Was he with the Falcons?
Yes, because he was back in the red sleeves.
Does he do better in the red sleeves?
I don't know.
Well, he has to wear red sleeves with the Bills anyway.
In any case, now he's on a team that has playoff contention, and I wonder if that sparks something new,
Dolphins, what happened? Well, they got rid of Chris Greer, and now they're, at least the Dolphins and the Jets look like they're allowing a couple of wins for the Bills and probably the Patriots each going forward, because
I hope they can play spoiler.
they're going to be in cap hell though next year, the Dolphins, with what they're doing with Tua.
All the better.
And Tua just can't play in the cold. And
is Tua going to go somewhere? A dome?
Some place where a team plays everything in the dome. I don't know. Maybe. That's going to be a tough situation for them.
Yeah.
A horrible win, if there is such a thing.
Aha, exactly.
Stephen Buick in the house. Thanks for being here. We've got Dominic Orsini here. There's more chance of Elvis being alive than this team winning 3 straight road playoff games. I don't know. I don't think so. I think actually, I think
against who? Who this year? Patriots. Okay, we beat them last week. Denver has a great defense. Maybe that's one of the better defenses we would possibly have to face. But Bo Nix, I don't. There's still, and we faced them before and we won. That was what we won 24-7 or something. That was last year.
The playoffs. It was 31-7.
31-7. Sure, yeah. It was the playoffs. And other than that, what you got the Steelers, the Texans, perhaps, but it'll be tough. I don't think it's less of a chance than Elvis.
No, I don't think so. I think the important thing for the Bills in winning out here, the one thing that winning out will do, it will ensure that they stay in front of Houston.
Yeah.
Because
and the chances of even seeing Houston are so small. So small. If we're the 6 and they're the 7.
Well, unless there's an unusual situation with wins, but if the Bills are in front of them, the Bills could end up, hosting the AFC title game if it's Houston, because all they got to do is keep their record above Houston, and they remain a game ahead with this today. So,
yeah.
Dominic in the house, thanks. We've got Woody XP, Ralph Rant for life. Let's fucking go. Thank you very much for being here. And again, a huge thanks to everyone who came out in support of the Bills Are a Predator video. And we, and I think I saw some interesting comments on that video, and something that I had actually failed to recognize is that those 5 wins I talked about, which were against the Ravens, the Buccaneers, then the Steelers to a lesser extent, actually, but then the Bengals and the Patriots, and several of those, it was pointed out to me that those teams were kind of broken after the Bills actually beat them. So we'll see what happens there.
Maybe the Patriots will be.
Yeah, well, this is hopeful, because I think the Ravens certainly have some life, and
the Ravens have more to gain than the Patriots have to lose, because even if they lose today, they're still ahead.
She's just been awarded
a
716 standing buffalo hat. Because
it fits my big head.
This
is nice.
The Sicilian wife with the meatballs is watching here in the studio with us. You could just say hi, can't you?
Hey, guys.
All right. Thank you very much.
Wow.
But thanks very much, Woody, for being in the house. And indeed, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and take that nanosecond required to hit the subscribe button. We are past 1,300 now, and we are still aiming to get to that 2,000 subscribers by the time the playoffs roll around.
Yeehaw!
That's looking good. I like that.
Thank you.
And also, it's nicely shaped. It's not shadowing your face so much. Very nice.
I know. It made my posture.
We just watched her in a performance last night called The Mad Ones. Actually, the last 2 nights. Tremendous stuff.
They came for the football.
I know. They all know you, though. Ty Johnson. Touchdown dollar bet won me $650. Can't complain. Yeah, Ty is
I like Ty.
Ty's going to be huge in the playoffs, I believe. Now we're going to have to see, of course, if the Bills actually can clinch today. Good day, Ralph and daughter. The Predator playing with their food today. A win's a win, but a heart attack free week would be nice. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thanks, Sam Sinclair.
My nails today suffered from the game. They're all short and ugly now.
The dogs were hiding in the closet at the roar of Ralph during the game, certainly.
I can confirm.
But I think the Bills' predatory instincts, if you want to like kind of ascribe that to this one, of the fact that they walking in, playing a team that they should have pretty well walked over. And quite frankly, with the exception of a couple of sacks, the Browns defense was good. They made some good stops. Shakir got stopped from getting the first down
Shakir
there
pretty well, yeah.
Although Shakir did get free early on the one because we knew their slot corner wasn't the best.
Yeah, it's an NFL team. And I don't like the idea of like, oh, they should have walked over stuff. Because, for example, look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who lost in an upset to the Saints last week and then lost the division today.
Yeah,
to the Panthers.
The Panthers.
So I think, what does Sean McDermott say? Every win is hard, and you gotta take them all the same.
They are. Sam Sinclair nearly put a hole in my couch from Cook's bobble. Oh my goodness, yeah, that would have gone for 20 on that. Also, he was turning. Although the Bills repeated that play late, and Cook did make that catch.
They had him go out wide so much in the first half, and then they stopped, and it was just up the middle, and he kept getting bottled up. And I don't understand why they didn't keep going out wide, especially to the right. There was a lot of room to the right.
Well, they tried to burn clock or whatever, and he had some success earlier on in the inside zone stuff. But
I suppose,
and I don't know if the Bills were running more zone or duo, but. All right, Bomber Jack is here. Team makes me ill to watch. These are professionals. Knox dropping the game winner. Josh Allenton was a no-show today. Game should be investigated for point shaving. Boy, Bills fans are the best, aren't they?
Yeah.
The
New York media extends to the Buffalo social media.
Oh my goodness. No, I just think it was, it's going to the Browns, and there's something about the Bills having gone to the Browns in the past where I was worried that today was not going to be easy.
Did the Bills, they were down 7 and then they were tied 7. Did they ever lose the lead after that?
No, they were never behind.
Just keep it in mind.
Very good.
Keep it in mind.
I don't know how we won. Well, hey, Jacob.
I think what I just said, it actually.
Doesn't Jacob have a nice icon there? There you go, man.
Nice.
That was done there. We won because we scored more points than the other team.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was risky and it wasn't always secure, but it was managed well. It was managed and the clock was managed and the defense stood up on the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They really they did a great job. And the offense, well, there was a turnover on downs, but I think in a world where Matt Prater wasn't injured, they would have kicked and been up another. It was situational. And so you had the turnover on downs, but I believe that happened twice, but there was no true turnovers.
I'm glad it did not come down to a Badgley kick. And
I agree.
In effect, it sort of did, but he made the kick earlier to make it the 23-20.
Yeah.
Robert Jack, gambling on NFL games was very apparent today. Sickening. These games look fixed. They are not fixed. My goodness. I know it's painful sometimes to consider it. And it I'll tell you one thing that I did not like, which is why I'm wearing the Kincaid jersey today.
Oh, yeah.
That call was horse shit. That was a catch. If that part of the toe touches on the way out, it's fine. The toe touched down on the field of play and then went out. I think that was a bad call. I think that was a first down. That would have been a first and goal from about the 7-yard line. So, and McDermott challenged that, and rightly so. So I did not like that.
I like the challenges today. They were good.
We got Mark in the house. I knew they'd struggle in this game. I knew they would. I knew it. It's so typical of this team and the coaching staff to almost lose to the worst team in the league. It's so typical, not surprised. Well, they all get paid. I know that.
They're all still NFL teams.
Chiefs without Mahomes is what Buffalo would be without Allen. True? No, because Mitch Trubisky is much better than Gardner Minshew. And quite frankly, I'm hearing these points about, well, the Bills would suck without Josh Allen. Give me a team that doesn't suck without its starting quarterback.
Good point. And also it's always like, well, the Bills would suck without Josh Allen, but then it's like Josh Allen's not a superhero. He has James Cook's running game. Pick a lane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Cook is vying to be the number one rusher in the league. And the Bills have about the number one pass defense right now in the league also. Yeah. And Josh, although he should play linebacker, perhaps if he was indestructible, does not. So he's not on the field with the defense. Woken Joke, thanks for the comment. Bobberjack, your daughter knows more than McDermott. No common sense on this team. What was Allen doing on that sack? And why does the coaching do nothing to correct this constant stupidity?
I wouldn't call it constant stupidity, but I do think it was like an old flash of Josh where it's like, don't be the hero, throw away the ball. But also thanks.
He could have just slid down and ended the play.
He could have just thrown it out of bounds.
It looked very, 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 very much like the scramble versus Houston.
Yeah.
And Mason Graham, I think that's who we were talking about.
I wouldn't have been half as mad if he didn't get hurt. That was the thing that got me. Is like, don't put your body and your season and your team on the line just to injure yourself.
All right. Wokus Joke, your daughter's a bright young lady. I love her analysis and takes. Kudos.
Thanks.
If I had the money, I could pay her to be on the show every week.
Oh, please.
Regrettably.
No, I feel like I'm getting too cocky and they're going to start not liking it.
Woody, XP Tua is going to a nursing home and not as an orderly. Ouch. Tua to the Raiders, in my opinion. His cap hit is huge.
It's a dome.
It is.
And Las Vegas is pretty. Oh, he could go to Arizona, too.
Well, even
warm.
Playing there, they're going to play, fewer colder games because, you're playing out at Kansas
Chiefs
City. That could be.
It gets cold there, but the Chargers are a dome, and Denver gets cold, but not that cold.
So,
to my knowledge, at least.
Who's late here? Black Clouds in the house. Army, it doesn't matter. If you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning. That's the spirit. Thank you. Black Cloud, good to see you here. Recent subscriber I'm aware of here. Beautiful. Lumberjack, Bills reminded me of the 1980 Bills wildcard team, a 10-7 team.
It doesn't feel like we're 11-4, does it?
Well, in a sense, but in another sense, they actually have an opportunity to go 13-4.
Which they've done, the last 3 years or something?
Exactly.
So, yeah, you'll hope.
Norm, the Bills fan, is in the house.
Yes.
Liked how he threw some challenge flags. Yes, they were reasonable challenges, and of course, that was a big miss by the Bills and by the NFL on that first throw to Boutte last week.
Oh yeah,
that ball was on the ground.
Pick and choose when we do slow-mo reviews, I guess.
Saying that we didn't have the replay in time. Come on, guys, that's not an excuse. I had the replay in time.
Yeah, I agree though. I think McDermott's challenge calls have far improved over the last couple.
Everyone hit the like button, please. Us fans need more grassroots coverage like the Ralph Rant. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And Black Cloud is back here. Hello, Mrs. Ralph and daughter. Happy holidays to your lovely family, Ralph. Thank you. And again, we extend a very happy holidays to you. I will probably be back to you with a show during the week, but we may not be live. So we'll take this opportunity, and we'll at the end also to wish everyone the safest and most joyous holiday possible.
A Bill's Christmas haul video.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right.
Wow.
Hello, Mrs. Ralph from Sam Sinclair.
You want to stick a hand out? No? Okay.
I puked during the game today, like Alan did last week on the sidelines. It was horrible to watch.
Mark of a true fan.
Yeah. Well, did Josh puke today? Maybe
he pukes every game.
I didn't see it. Maybe that was the problem.
That is a blessing.
All right. Black Cloud, WGR already freaking out and complaining about this win, so I had to turn it off.
Yes, that's the attitude.
The guys at WGR, and if it's probably Mike Shope and Chris Parker, the Bulldog, both of which are Debbie Downers, and Debbie not meaning to be any sort of effeminate connotation. Debbie, DEBBIE, stands for Drought Enhanced Buffalo Bills Insecurity Effect. And
wow,
those guys are soaked in the drought effect.
I see. Well, also, people tune into the news when there's bad things happening. People like your videos when the Bills lose a little more than when they win. So,
Norm, the Bills fan.
wanna see it.
Yes, exactly. This is a good point. Coleman and Gabe, healthy scratches. I guess saving Gabe for the playoffs. I think playoff Gabe is important. I think the other thing is they did have Hardman active today,
Yes.
which relieved Shakir for punt returns.
He didn't do anything offensive. It was still just special teams.
Yeah.
But I said a similar thing. It was more of a hopeful thing that maybe, I know Keon has been having some coaches troubles, but maybe they're also like saving him so opposing teams won't have any tape come playoff time. That's, the most optimistic take I could find in my brain.
Blasting through your comments here. Sam Sinclair, get Mini Ralph in the booth with Brady.
Who?
You.
Me.
You're Mini Ralph.
I would say
prediction. Keon is gone after the season. We'll be fine without him. Sadly, I had so much hope for him.
I would like to give him one more year to figure it out, just like they did Kincaid.
Youngster, I think you just give him a little time.
Mm-hmm.
Was JP Lostman playing quarterback today? Well, no, because they didn't lose.
Oh.
Bomber Jack talking. The defense actually saved our bacon today. And, that could be, part of that team mentality where defense actually stands up. And it certainly was not a Josh Hero game by any extent.
Nope.
In fact, those two bad throws when to take him to fourth down over, turning it over on downs.
Didn't have the sun in his face or anything.
That was painful.
Yeah, you know what happens.
Donald Hina in the house. We won despite our terrible coaching again. I didn't see the terrible coaching so much today. I mean, they were playing a good defense.
I think the weather affected things more than we know. It was cold and it was windy.
And terrible coaching is just kind of let's be precise in our examples and not have blanket statements. The Bills always take poor teams lightly. Glad we got the win, but man, that was ugly. Now we need the Ravens to beat the Pats tonight, and you can bet we'll be rooting for that.
I still have trouble calling the Browns a poor team. They have a bad record, but they have a good defense, and they just switched quarterbacks to somebody that was before the draft seemed to be like a very exciting prospect. I don't understand the bad Browns talk. A record is a record, and we now see how easy it is to win and lose games, and how your number does not describe your season. I don't think the Browns, they're not a good team. I don't think they're the worst team in the league, and they're still an NFL team. I think you got to give the Bills a little bit more credit.
I'm glad they were able to gut that one out today. Yes, you would like to see something stress-free. Sure, you wanted to see Mitch Trubisky out there at the start of the fourth quarter because the Bills are up by 3 touches, but not the case. Jimmy Jam, thanks for being in the house, by the way.
And they almost were. If it weren't for that play where Josh Allen runs back and injures the foot, and then it's the 3rd and 23 from the back of the end, if that doesn't happen, they had the ball 20-10. They could have gone down and done 27-10. And then you have that momentum in the locker room, and then you go out on the next kickoff and you do what, 35-10? It's that close to being that style of game. It was one play and that is acclimated into all it turned out to be, but it wasn't a slog fest the whole time.
Happy holidays, Steve and family. Go Bills. Thank you, Donald. Merry Christmas, Ralph fam. Thank you so very much. A win is 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 a win.
Thank you.
Dennis Maximchuk in the house. Thank you, sir. Good to see you all here today on this. And we're having a great podcast here. We've got 53 on X and another 30 on YouTube. So thanks so much for being here on this post-game show. And of course, if you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe. We are working our way towards that 2K number. Any injury updates from our defense? I heard a couple of defenders went out. Apparently, Poyer was injured late in the game and wouldn't have come back out if the Bills had to go back on defense. I did not hear about that one. I know that Daquan Jones was injured for a while and was in the tent for actually an extended time, but was back out on the sideline holding his helmet. And Shaq Thompson, I'm not sure if Shaq actually, it was a neck issue.
They were testing it on the sideline, you saw.
Yeah. And so perhaps, and perhaps Buffalo felt they could get by without him. So There's a LMAO. I don't know what that's at, but it's true, I'm sure. Not a great win, but a win is a win.
True.
Badass merch in the house. Thank you very much, and thanks for your comment on the Predator video. I saw that one this morning. Hope Cook wins the rushing title. Still mostly scared of the Steelers.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has ever beaten the Bills.
No.
The only time in a game he was in,
he lasted 3 plays.
yeah, and then his Achilles went snap. Ouch.
Gregerson
The Eagles will shred our defense next week. Hey, Melissa Brown. I don't think so, because I think the path upon which Jalen Hurts can be good really, really narrow, and we'll see. We'll see. But I think the Bills are going to be up. Next game, Taylor, Patty, and Steve, 2 minutes. Best air fryer chicken wing tips. Yeah, there we go.
From the elusive Mrs. Ralph.
Yes, and we must mention this because we do chicken wings here pretty often, except we don't do them in oil. Mrs. Ralph does them in the air fryer. And brothers, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, indeed, I'm telling you, they are awesome. There'll be some, we're going to have to do some wing tips next time. That would be fun. Wing tips. That's pretty funny. And also talk about burning the wing tips of the Eagles. But Melissa Brown, thanks for being in the house. Seabiscuit was the horse I was thinking of. Okay, right. Seabiscuit, definitely. Hey, Ralph, commentators actually brought up the record when Coach wears glasses. Yes, I saw that.
They watched the Ralph.
Yeah. They got rid of the Gloria Vanderbilt frames, and they're now 8-1 with him out of the frames, 3-3 with him in the frames. And I never understood that. Him wearing those glasses looked like a Seinfeld
You
gag
sniffed
to
it
me.
from the start. You did not like it.
No. And it started the night now. Even the dogs are into it. Focus joke, I'm believing more and more in your rope-a-dope theory. Yeah, and we'll see. I think we'll see it more prevalent when the Bills are up against it, facing some tougher teams, and we'll see how this works during the tournament coming up here. And then we'll just see if the Bills can end up clinching today. Badass merch, no sack record today. Indeed.
Big win.
Thank you for calling that out. Stephen Music, you're all drinking Dr. Pepper. Why no red wine?
Dr. Pepper?
No, this is Coke Zero. And
yeah, it's I highly recommend. But I can't drink it when the Bills are playing a team that wears red. Like the Chiefs, you can't drink it.
Yeah, truly.
It's that level of superstitious. But it's a little spicier than regular Coke. I recommend it.
But cheers. Thank you, Stephen, for that. Yeah, Pepper, we got it.
Yeah.
The Browns did very well to hold back our special teams too. I love 10, but I wish he wouldn't return.
Oh. Why was it Shakir instead of Hardman?
I don't know. Hardman returned the first one.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder what happened there. I almost tend to agree with that.
I think what probably happened there is that there's a security blanket with the Shakir catching punts. And I think there might have been a worry about that. And of course, we saw Hardman, that's how he got injured, losing that ball last time. Thanks for that, Sam. What are the chances we rest Allen next week? Who cares about the division? We need Josh healthy for the playoffs. There might be a slight point to that, because if they clinch, it depends on what the seeding possibilities turn into.
Well, wait, the Eagles clinched the division last night. So what's the chance that they rest any of their? Probably not, right?
Well, it depends on if guys have a shot at the number one seed.
The Seahawks can control their destiny.
Yeah, and the Rams are right behind them.
And the Rams do the Rams play this week? No, they played Thursday.
Yeah. So
who do they play next week? I don't know. I'm being a hopeless Bills fan. Hopeless hopeless romantic.
Jeff Chester's here. Taylor elevates our live chats. Promote her to the Ralph merchandise department. I want a shirt.
White thanks.
Yeah, we need to get that going. I need to get off my ass and get that stuff happening. This channel's got now 1,300 plus subs, and I don't even have it monetized yet. Doing this for free. Tons of people complaining about the win today everywhere. Do you think the Giants and their fan base were complaining in 1991 when they beat the Bills in the Super Bowl 20-19? Everyone relax, okay? Hey, I agree with this comment. And of course, you're talking about the Giants also in 2007, where they, squeaked into the playoffs as a wild card and went out and beat
the perfect Patriots.
Well, yeah, in the Super Bowl, they took that long road. They went to Green Bay in the icy cold and won that game, and then I've mentioned this on the show before. Is it a case of where the Bills, they went to the 4 Super Bowls and didn't win any of them? That creates an energy that makes it hard to get back. It just doesn't seem like going the route of a number 1 seed. They might have to actually go that most difficult route to get there. And it's probably looking like that might be the case.
We've clinched the division 5 years, and it's always been like the 2 or 3 seed around there. And what has it gotten us? Nothing, right? So why not try something new and be a wild card and go on the road and see what happens?
Well, the things are definitely different this year, perhaps. Thanks for that comment, Black Cloud. Jimmy Jam. Next week, the Eagles coming to the Ralph. Could be a Super Bowl preview. Take them out, Bills.
Woo.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need revenge from 2 years ago, losing 38-35 in overtime.
Yeah, and
I smell revenge.
Yeah, and then years back when the Eagles came to the Ralph and beat the hell out of them. So I don't know. I could say it one time per show. Fuck the Eagles.
He used it on the Eagles.
Silly question, but true that one pass that Cleveland was backwards wasn't called a touchdown by us when it was clearly backwards.
Oh.
What was this? What's Nate talking about here?
I don't know. Was there a backwards pass at a certain moment? Wait, I don't remember.
I don't remember that one, but I have to take a look at that.
Give us more information, please.
That's interesting. We see Houston in the playoffs. They pray they don't allow the Texans to wear those bright red outfits. Those hurt my eyes watching it on television. Well, if Buffalo keeps on winning,
they would come to our house and be wearing white, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully, no, never mind. I'm gonna say it could be snowing, and they won't see their receivers.
I already used my one F, but F the Texans too.
Slightly less enthusiastic.
Exactly. They don't want Shakir hurt on returns, but it hurts our team. So why do they keep putting them there, barring the last 2 games? Early season, it killed us.
Yeah, I don't know why they took Hardman out. I wish they'd give him more opportunities. I would love to see him go do some deep route and just see what happens, especially since Brandon Cooks drops all the balls.
Well, today, with the way it was going and close, I think you just wanted the surety of Shakir's hands back there.
Okay.
On the punts.
But from here on out, when is it going to be sure?
I think, say again?
From here on out, you got the Eagles, you got the Jets, who, I hope we win that game. And then it's playoffs. So when are you going to get to test Hardman, if not now? Just start doing it. I agree. I'm with you.
Well, they'll see what their thinking is on it. I mean, they activate him off of IR to go to practice, and now he's active immediately.
I would love to see him in a couple little packages.
All right. Dennis, Maxim Chuck, I think people are complaining because they lost the spread, but I know Cleveland at home, you can't give them 10.5. I'm not complaining. A hard-fought win. Only complaint is Knox should have caught that touchdown.
This comment gets a gold star. I agree with this. I also think that's why people are mad. And yeah, he should have caught that. But yeah, I think people. Oh, my Bills fans. I get it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's tough. I spread that high on a team that's against a team that's at home. And let's face it, how many times have teams made the Bills game their personal Super Bowl this season?
Yes.
And that really can't be denied. Black Cloud, could Josh Allen go anywhere else and just let the quarterback sneak and tush push? The Eagles got his number on that play. I'm shocked no other teams have caught on that he only goes left. Well, I think
as long as it keeps working, I'm good with it.
I think he keeps on doing that because he's been pissed off ever since he
and
lost
it did work last year in the AFC. Is that the AFC Championship game? It did work. That was a bad call by the refs. You want to talk about rigged games? Let's talk about that one.
Well, the fact that Josh has been pissed about that and wants to do the left directional push ever since he lost his footing at the goal line versus the Titans.
Oh yeah, it was the Titans.
You remember that game?
Yes.
Where the Buffalo just managed to lose that.
Just managed.
Prayers for Judkins. Thank you very much. Milano destroyed him, multiple leg injuries.
Yeah.
And and kudos for the network not showing that. And
that's just no team. That's never fun.
Now we got 54 watching on X and 22 on YouTube. Thank you very, very much for being here. Again, indeed, if you are new to the show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and indeed, give us your comments because they do often show up on this show and empower what we do. I love Judkins when he played for Ole Miss with Dart. Yeah, that's true. And we're getting close to an hour here. I know everybody wants to get back to the games and so forth. I can rant that Knox didn't make the catch. I can rant that Josh didn't just give himself up rather than running an extra 40 yards
but
and hurting his foot.
It ended up not, hopefully. I mean,
but I will rant about this. What the hell is it with the networks having to show us close-ups of players or quarterbacks? It's like I'm waiting for a play to start, and I'm like, what the hell yard line are they on? But we can't tell because we're up close looking, or we got the split screen thing lately where we're looking into the quarterback's eyes.
Did they miss the on that Knox missed catch touchdown? Did they miss the
start of the play? Remember that?
Yeah, ridiculous. I feel you and I could run the NFL channel.
I mean, we know what these guys look like. Stop, get away from the close-ups and get the camera out where we can see what's going on, see where the down and distance is.
If you want to be cute with your broadcasting, cut out the 2-minute warning commercials and do it then.
Yeah, thank you. Let's do a slideshow, everybody.
Yeah.
Get our last few in here.
What else?
We got the Prayers and the Judkins. Oh, yeah. Put Gabe back in the lineup. Gabe will be back in the lineup,
I hope
can assure you.
Them for playoffs. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I think, and it was interesting. They had both of them down today. Yeah. No penalties on Dawkins. No sack title today. Well done, Dion. Our O-line is the most underrated in the league, and I especially liked it when he pulled Garrett's helmet off.
I don't think he pulled it off.
Well, I think it came off. It wasn't a penalty. I mean, the rest were looking at it.
It was something like arm friction. He didn't pull it off. It came off, and Garrett really, really, really wanted the penalty, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah, Garrett probably really wanted to swing it at somebody like Josh or somebody like that, like he did against Mason Rudolph those years ago. You remember that one? Mm-hmm. But at any rate, that's let's get a couple more in here. Can we get a quick mention for how bloody good Walker has been?
Yes. Oh my gosh, batting the balls. I think that made me happy.
Yeah, and definitely. And I think I didn't notice as much today. I saw TJ Sanders playing on the inside a little bit more rather than playing edge today. And because we saw Rousseau and Up and Us out there a good bit. I think one thing will help. I think Matthew Judon is going to be a help. I think he's going to bring some juice to this. And I think in a Ryan Nielsen defensive line scheme, it could be a big help.
I'm excited to see how he plays with playoff stakes.
Dawson Knox needs belt to ass after today. He was awesome last week. Yeah, it went to his head.
Yeah.
What do y'all making for Christmas dinner? Okay, Tay, let's
Well-
give them the menu. What starts with Christmas
Christmas
Eve?
Eve is what? What is it again?
The prime ribs of beef.
Prime rib. And then on Christmas Day, we're doing Thanksgiving again.
We're doing a
We have
Thanksgiving.
turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes, and I'm hoping for Brussels sprouts.
Oh, we can fit those in. That's not a usual Thanksgiving one, but
I know.
you got to keep those off the menu when you got like Aunt Ethel showing up. But Aunt Ethel won't be here for this one, so we're doing it ourselves. And of course, I make pies, and I'm going to have to do a show on how you can impress everyone by making the very best pie crust on the planet. Making pies is a noble
Ralph in the kitchen.
situation. Oh yeah, I love to cook.
That'd be great.
So that's great. But we're coming up in an hour here.
We got games to watch.
We have games to watch. So
more Bills, more games that will affect the Bills' playoff standing, hopefully,
and
in a good way.
and FTP, most people think that stands for File Transfer Protocol, but
Right.
I'm applying it to Sunday night game, and you guys can figure out what I mean by that.
I can put it together.
Okay, good. So we'll all be watching that. But thank you very much for watching. Certainly
Yeah.
a tight one today, but the Bills are 11-4 and continue to win in December. And yeah.
Go Ravens.
Sounds fresh. Stay safe. Happy holidays. Y'all take care. Go Ravens indeed.
Happy
Copper Jack
holidays.
show is great. Merry Christmas. Another one. Thanks, Ralph and family, and everyone have a great holiday.
Remember next week, and also the Ralph Rant.
Oh yeah, and we have to get we'll get something going on, getting some teas going. I know where I'm going to get them done, and we'll get them available to everybody. But thank you again, everyone, for being here. Tight one, but we're there. We're done. I didn't lose my voice exactly, so we're good on that. So we're going to close it out. Shall we do it together?
Sure.
Let's go. Be good.
Be good.
Do
Do
good.
good.
God bless. And go Bills.
Bills.
I am the Ralph. This is daughter of Ralph. This is the Ralph Rant. Out. Thanks.